Oh, what's up, people? Live from the Heat's house. Just getting ready for Heat and Pacers going down tonight. There's a lot of loud music that's getting played right now. As you can see, it looks like I'm in a damn strobe light contest. I don't know what the hell's going on over here. But look, we just got your starters for tonight. And why am I doing this? I'm really just killing time, to be honest with you. Let's see. Standards are in tonight. You got Nunn, Robinson, Butler, Olenek, and Adebayo, which is pretty par for the course with those guys. And we should see the debut tonight of Trevor Ariza. He was warming up. He said this morning that he was available to go. Spoke concur with those statements. So we should be seeing Trevor in action tonight, which will be cool. And see what he brings to the table, man. I just saw a big, eruption of fans that are walking over here. People are starting to get into the building, which is nice to see. Man, I don't know, like this, they got this thing pumping today with the music. DJ crowd's over there, which is fantastic. And yeah, man, it should be a good one tonight. I'm looking forward to do Bam Adebayo versus Domantas Sabonis. I like every time that Bam takes his lunch money. It's actually always a fantastic matchup. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing Jim VP in action tonight. What's up, Jose? Jose, what's going on, my man? Brian, should we trade for JJ Redick? Yeah, they seem to think that JJ is going to get moved. I don't know if it's to the Heat. I feel like Dunks has kind of got that role on lock, but you know him and Jimmy are thick as thieves, and if you want a little insurance policy, I wouldn't hate it. I think one of the things the Heat definitely could probably use is a little like maybe like a veteran backup infusion of shooting, especially if maybe Duncan's having an off night or Gogie's having an off night, and you throw him in there. I don't hate it. You know, it's and I think that like you saw the other night, like Max Strus did a good job coming in. He's just young, so you're going to go into a playoff situation relying on a young guy. I don't know, but he's definitely kind of fallen out with the Pelicans. So I can see it. I'd be down for it. Check that on out. See what's doing. But I like this matchup. So I almost got hit by that bus walking in Pacers. I was like this close to getting hit by the bus, and it was very rude of them. I don't think Mark Boyle was on there though. A lot of people chiming in on Oladipo. What is it going to take to get Oladipo? I don't know. I do think that I think that it was said that I don't remember what podcast I was listening to. I think it was either Low or maybe it was Windhorse. They don't think it's going to take that much just because the Rockets are so bad. They know he's going to leave, so they might get into the mode of taking something for him. You know, like it didn't take much to pry PJ Tucker out of there. I guess just a matter of, you know, maybe a team will spend a little more like Miami because they know he's going to stick around. So there's that. But, you know, Houston's trying to put on a brave face right now. Let's see what happens in a couple days when the deadline gets it. Did the Dogs catch anyone? I will say, I don't know if they caught anybody of the fans, but I did I did see this. The thing that made me nervous today was well, I just got back from Disney World, so I was a little bit nervous. Like, oh man, when I'm walking in the building, I'm getting my credential. I'm thinking to myself, well, I was pretty safe at Disney, but what if I got some Mickey Mouse Rona and the dog's gonna sit? And I just feel like that. Like, it's not so much that the dog detects you have coronavirus. I just wonder what that situation is when the dog sits and says you have coronavirus or have COVID. Like, how do people act around you? Do people are people more relaxed about it now just because we're in a day and age, we're a year past it, you know, that we should be more used to it? Or do you think people still freak out if they think that dude's got COVID? We love Leroy, but do you lose? I know, man. I don't know. I'm trying to get him on. You know, the thing with Leroy is I feel like Leroy thinks that he is there's some scorebook of credibility that people are keeping on him, that he doesn't want to lose. And I really don't know I really don't know what he's hoping he's gonna gain by not getting on the Jim VP train. Saw that we made the NBA.com ladder. I was listening to like I said, I was listening to some NBA podcasts on the way down here just to kind of get the national vibe. And they're so on the junk of the West. The only guys they're really mentioned from the East. I mean, Embiid was obviously a favorite. They mentioned that Giannis can't win it just because of him getting gentlemen swept and he's back-to-back MVP. It's kind of like the Steph thing that happened. And then also Steph got Kevin Durant. And then James Harden. But I just think that James Harden, like I think he's all like people like to act like the MVP isn't a narrative award. It's always a narrative award. It really is. Especially when it comes down to like tie breaks. Sometimes there are things like giving it to Giannis, best stats, best team. It's easy. But sometimes when you have those years like Russ versus Harden, narrative wins. So I don't understand why people don't think it's a big deal. So that's why we need to keep the Jim VP train, keep it cranking. I don't care what people are saying. People laughed at it 3 weeks ago. Where are they now? TJ Warren about to get him out. I don't think he's playing tonight. I thought he had like a foot thing. Is he back? Because I talked the last game. I think he's only played like 4 games for him. Max Kellerman, what's up, bro? How'd you like that Chocolatito fight this past weekend? Got screwed, man. Please bring back Michael Beasley. I love Michael Beasley. You don't have to. You don't even have to sway me on that. Say hello to the Godfather for me. I certainly will when I see him. I've only seen the great Andy Ellisberg today. Looked like he had a big trade strut going on. Like I saw him look at his phone. I was like, Andy Ellisberg looked like he just made some deals. That's what he looks like. Does it look like I'm in a? By the way, does it look like I'm developing film up here? Because they stuck me. I'm the only media member up in the 300 level, which is a little insulting. Everybody else gets to be in the 100. Anthony Chang's in the 100 level. I'm sure all the writers are. And I've gotten to be down there like twice this year. I guess only if there's not a lot of beat writers, but mostly been sticking to us up here. But at least there's been like a plethora of like media people. There's nobody here right now. And the game's in like 25 minutes. And I don't think there's supposed to be in it. Now, in fairness, I think I'm pretty sure I asked for this game. I credentialed for this game before I left for vacation, but I double checked yesterday, so maybe they just threw me up there last minute. But I don't know. Larry's saying Andy looked like he was about to street Young Assassin. I think we know why. Yeah, they stick the real ones up here, man. They stick the real ones up. It's not worse. Like I wish I could show you the camera. It's just a little too messed up to do it. But like, the worst is when you get the like. There's Uptown. And then there's Uptown Press, which is above Uptown. And that is like, that is something. That is something. Alex, can you do this every home game? I don't see why not. I honestly I don't know why I did it. I just kind of was like, what am I going to do? I literally went, took a lap like around the 300 level, and there was nothing going on. I almost bought my son a Bernie shirt. But then I thought I had to get my daughter a shirt. I don't really know. I've already gotten her a Purple Heat shirt. I don't know what to go with there. So, there's that. Let's see. Who do you think that we need to trade, Tobin? Do you feel like we can run it back without making a big deal? I like the Heat's team. I like the Heat team. I do think that they need there are some improvements I think they can have. Ooh, Riley's anthem. I do think that there are some guys that just need to step up and just get a little bit better, and I don't think it's unreasonable. Like I think the consistency from Tyler, Duncan, and Goran, particularly with their shooting, has been a little bit wonky, but I think that could settle up in the playoffs. I really do. And just having that trio of Bam, Goran, and Jimmy, they talked about this before the last game. Like they just haven't had that much, and that's the 3 best players, and they haven't had a really consistent run of those guys together this season. So I think, in a weird way, that in itself is going to be like a deal. Leo and I were debating about the size thing. I think size can help on certain matchups, but I don't think it's like the biggest need for the Heat. I think that this Heat's offense has been getting bogged down. I think they've been playing overall really well. Obviously, especially Jimmy's playing at MVP level. But man, like just to think, like there would never be a game last year. It feels like where Duncan, Goran, Tyler all had a handful of threes to go win the game wide open, and they just couldn't nail one. And I know the circumstances of the schedule, but that to me is like, I still think the team can take a leap, because I just think I think those guys are better than that. So yeah. Pelican shop at Alonzo. Yep, been seeing that. I feel like that's going to be a tough trade to make, though, because I do feel like Lonzo's been playing good. So I don't think that they're going to do it unless somebody knocks their socks off. I want that Bradley Butler band. Yeah, we call that the wingspan. We call that the pterodactyls. Especially throw a little KZ in there. KZ, a little wingspan. Iggy and Ariza are the same player. Yep, but Iggy's old. You know, you always need that. And I think you probably trust Trevor shooting a little bit more, especially from the corner. Although I think Iggy's had a nice year. I've been happy with Iguodala. I have, that coming in thinking that, like, I didn't have big expectations from Oral Roberts winning it all. Dude, I the first thing I did as soon as because I did have Ohio State national championship, because I don't watch college basketball. The first thing I had was I had Michigan and Ohio State in the championship. So my bracket's busted, which I don't care about. But my favorite thing is to just go tell Zaslow, hey, my bracket's busted. And he hates that more than anything. Is Ariza going to play? Yeah, Francisco. I think he is going to play. I don't know how much he's going to play, but everybody seems to think he is going to play. Andre Drummond, what's up with him? I don't know. I'm surprised I'm honestly surprised that, you remember, they've sat him out. I'm surprised I haven't dealt him. Hadn't even thought about him being dealt. So I'm not sure there, man. I'm not sure. Can't stand Knicks fans. Come on, bro. You don't even have to say anything more than that. The worst. My best friend's a Knicks fan. Family's Knicks fans. Terrible. I really am grateful to my grandfather for swinging me to South Florida. Imagine if I was an obnoxious New Yorker. Terrible. Herro or Dunks? Is that like, I don't understand your question, Katie. Is that like to deal, or like who do I trust more to make a shot? I mean, if it's late, I trust Tyler, because Tyler's got, just big old grapefruits. I don't think he gives an F-U-C-K about anything when it comes to situation. So, and I mean, if you had to deal one of them, like, yeah, I guess if you had to deal one of them, you go with the guy who's 27 as opposed to 21. That seems like a no-brainer. But that depends on the haul. Like Tyler's still, even with people being down on him, he's still, I think, a blue chip piece. Just from him being the age that he's at, still having numbers that are up with, his capability as a shooter can be better, because we've seen it be better. So, yeah. Do you think it's worth me getting a Heat gold jersey so I can sell it for more for the future? I think you're out of luck there, dude. Unless you're at the arena and you can get it here. I don't know what the situation. It feels like this is the first home game they've had them on sale, right? There's got to be some downstairs, right? I mean, good luck. I heard you couldn't even get a Mo Harkless. I saw that on Heat Reddit. It was like nonstop with the people. Nonstop. Tyler has the clutch gene. You don't deal that. Let's see. Look at Marvin Bagley. Yeah, he's hurt, I think. Didn't he just get I think news just broke like he's getting it's hand surgery or something. But yeah, he's there's been social media stuff. He's definitely unhappy in Sacramento. So yeah. How's it going, Tobin from Lindsay? It's going good, Lindsay. Thank you for asking. Sammy, watching from New Zealand. What's going on, New Zealand? Appreciate it, Sammy. Thanks for tuning in, man. How much fun is your job? It's the best. People were asking me all today because I came back for the radio show. Because I know this happens a lot with the YouTube people. You guys, a lot of people on YouTube don't even realize, like, Leroy and I do a live radio show every single day from 6 to 10 a.m. So I was on vacation for the first 4 days this week, and we do a show out of we do the show from our houses still because our company hasn't opened up the studios. And so, I was back home, and if I was to go back to the studio, maybe I would have taken Friday off. I was like, Friday, I'm just gonna come back and do the show. So it's fun, coming to games, whatever game you want. It's pretty great. Dave G, you may have chicken lips, but you're the man. I appreciate it, man. I would show it to you, but I don't want to get yelled at. I would give the chicken lips a shout out. Can't wait for the Heat playoff run. Agreed, Luke. Agreed. Misfits, hashtag Jim VP. Woo, woo. Keep the movement going. All this trade talk, only one really worth going in for is Beal. I agree with that from the standpoint of if you're gonna do it, like, he's the guy that you go and you put all the chips on the table for. But the problem is that you got to wait until one, Washington's willing to deal him, and two, he gets sick of it. And I do feel like there's this part of Bradley Beal that he's almost got. I won't put him in the category of Damian Lillard because I think Damian's better, and then Damian's like more ice cold, and he's just done a level of winning and leading that Beal hasn't. But I think there's a level to him that probably just is like, I'm so stuck in my ways of staying in Washington. Like, I think he's really trying to stick it out as much as possible. Depot or Duncan in free agency? I feel like you could probably do them both because I feel like you're going to be able to get Depot in cap space if you wanted to. Here come the boys. I feel like you could make that happen. So, and then Duncan gets signed over the cap. Feel good about Ariza's debut. He just walked out on the floor, pumped in crowd noise. So I feel good about that. Alex, the soft schedule. I want to play the Hornets so bad. Team sticks in my craw. It's funny. I'm nails on that's a win, that's a loss so far for the first 5. And I have the Heat taking the next 4, but my next loss is to the Hornets on that's a win, that's a loss. Tobin, if you're honest, Twitchers or Texters? No comment. You guys are too sensitive about that. Are you stoked about the Will Fuller signing? I am stoked about the Will Fuller signing. I thought that should have been a bigger deal today. We should have made a bigger deal about that today on the show. Weird stuff that's going on with the Deshaun Watson thing, though. But, yeah, I'm stoked about that. I think that's a great move, Tua or Deshaun Watson. I think you get somebody like that who's a legit deep threat. And not only is that better for Tua, but that also makes Devontae more dangerous. Yeah, I think that's huge. I love that move. I love that move from the Dolphins. Goran needs to go off tonight. No excuse. We'll see. Talking that Taylor Swift today. People always do this on Goran. They always have like a point of the season where they're mad at Goran. Don't do that. Like, he's going to bounce back. He's going to do his Goran Dragic thing. And there's going to be nights where he looks, shitty and old because he's old. But then there's going to be nights where he carries your ass, like the other night when he closed out in the fourth quarter, and you'd be like, this guy's the greatest, second greatest point guard in the team's history, right next to number 10 up in the rafters right now. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. We'll keep asking. We'll keep it fun. We keep it loose. We let the real reporters ask the meat and potatoes. Thanks for drinking. I hate that Robbie plays that after every clip now, though. Seahawks fan. How do you Dolphin fans see Russell Wilson, Pete Carroll? I see them both as really good, man. Like, it's tough to not. I don't know what the deal is going on. Like, you would probably know better if there's a rift going on there, like a Belichick Brady situation. But I think that it's one of those things where I get what Russ is pissed about. And I do think that there's a level of Pete Carroll that's just like, hey, man, kind of one when you were like the system QB too. Like, we know what we're doing. So, and wasn't there, like, you would know this, but like, I remember when he signed his contract extension and had that weird video that he posted with his wife in bed. Like, there was buzz that he wanted to leave then. So I don't find this that surprising. I don't know if that answers your question, but yeah. I think Goran deserves to retire in a Heat uniform. I agree. I think his jersey deserves to be in the rafters. Another thing that I was on first. Now everybody's hopping on, just like Jim VP. I got into fights with Tommy Tiger about Goran Dragic getting his jersey retired last year. Like, in the beginning of last year, we got into we nearly came to fisticuffs. Tommy's very big on jersey retirements. If you guys didn't know. Toad, if I'm honest, does this particular roster make the finals again, or do they need more pieces around? I think they could probably use another piece for sure, but I kind of answered this a little bit earlier. I do think that there's enough from the guys that they have that can go. It's particularly their guard shooting. Kendrick's kind of taking another step back. That's a little bit concerning because he was awesome, but damn, Jimmy's playing so damn good. He's playing so good, and I do think that Bam's probably going to have to kick it up a level in the playoffs like he did last year. So I do think that the pieces are there, but I do think that it's a tough expectation too. Anyway, I'm gonna bounce, guys, because we're gonna start about 10 minutes or so. So yeah, thanks for tuning into this, and we'll talk to you guys later.